Hi everyone, welcome to my Facebook Live. I go live every Mondays at 1 p.m., sometimes a couple minutes after. My name is Laura Milligan. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from the United States, and thank you for joining me today. If you're there, give me a shout out, let me know where you're from. Just share anything. How's the weather where you live? What have you been stamping lately? I love to hear what you're all doing. I read every single comment and love all of them. So let me just double check. Let's see if anybody's checked in yet. Okay, I see some people hopping on. So welcome everyone. So today I am super excited because I am sharing some new product. Last week on March 1st, Stampin' Up! Released some online exclusives. Now these are products that you'll never see in any of our catalogs. They are available only through my online store. Very exciting. There's some really cool things. Last week I shared the Hello Irresistible bundle. I have a couple cards I made last week I'm giving away. If you are interested in winning one of my cards that I make today, all you have to do is leave a comment. I do a random draw every week, and it's a great way to take a chance at winning some cute cards. So there's Marva and Jennifer and Anne. Hi everyone. Thank you for joining me. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to switch my camera view down and just talk about a couple things before we get stamping. So I wanted to mention my Hello Irresistible card class to go, and this registration for this ends March 9th. This is a beautiful set of products, and the projects are wonderful. There are 6 different card kits that you will get to make. You'll get a swag bag of product, and registration for this closes Thursday, so don't miss that. I will put a link to the registration. Actually, I think what I'll do is just put my email address, and you can email me if you want information to register. Hopefully you're on my email list and you will receive information anyway, but this is a great class. Don't miss it. And it's all new product, so don't miss that. I also wanted to mention, well, you know what, and so let me show you. These are the 2 cards I made last week using the Hello Irresistible suite of products, and love the dies. I got a lot of great comments on these cards. I think everybody really likes them. It was kind of half and half. I asked which one you liked better. Some people liked this with this little long flirty flamingo die. I love that too. And then this wreath is also a die in this bundle. They're both just really beautiful and different, I think, than what we've had. So I'm really loving these. So I'm giving these cards away. And the first one is going to Kathy Yakshaw. She commented last week. And so Kathy, I'm going to send this to you. I have your address. And then this one is going to Susie Q. So Susie, I see you're on there. So Susie, you won this card. So I will get this in the mail to you probably today. It may not go out till tomorrow. But the more you comment, of course, the greater your chances are of winning a card. And I love sending out my cards. So I also wanted to mention, before I get started today, my Stampin' Up! Card class and bingo that I do every month. And this past month, this was the packet that they got. Look how cute it is. They got, we make 4 cards, so they get kids to make 4 cards that I have designed, and then I personally hand-pick products that go with whatever products we're using. In this case, we used the Lucky Clover stamp set. They got a full package of this fan twine, I think it's called. They got a pack of embellishments. They got a whole big stack of designer paper. And then I always make a cute little treat. And look how cute he is. And everybody loves to play bingo. And so this month we are featuring the sea turtle, and registration for that also closes on Thursday, March 9th. So if you haven't registered yet, I encourage you to do that. So my sister-in-law, Nancy, describes it as a private card class with Laura, and then we get to play bingo for fun. So it is like that. We have a great time, and I hope that if you haven't played bingo with us before and done this card class, I hope that you will consider it. Okay, so I have 2 cards that I'm going to make today, and they feature this new bundle, and this is one of the new online exclusives. It's called Tropical Leaf, and I picked this today because it's a punch bundle, and we know we all love our punches, and they are sometimes some of the first product to go or to be unorderable. So if you like what you're seeing today, don't hesitate to order this bundle, because chances are I don't know how long we'll have it, but so I'm going to start with my first card, and I'm actually using the Hello Irresistible Designer Series paper, and I pulled colors from this for my project. And so let me see. I'm going to start with, I have a thick white base, and I'm going to do some punching and stamping first. So I'm going to use the larger leaf in the stamp set, and that's the one that coordinates with the punch, and then there's a smaller leaf as well. So I'm going to stamp this in petal pink ink, and this is photopolymer, so I am stamping on a mat. I'm going to have something that gives a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and just ink this up. I'm going to do 2 of these for my card. Oh, that looks like, you know what? I don't think I cleaned this very well. Hold on. Let me clean this real quick. Looks like I still have some green on this from the next project that I'm going to be showing you. So let me just make sure that is clean. Yeah, I didn't clean it real well. Okay, so we have that. Okay, so let's try this again. Okay, there we go. Petal pink. And you know what? Now that I look at my punch, I'm going to do it this way. Eventually I'll get it right? Because you'll see the way the punch is oriented, this is the way that I need my leaf to go. It'll slip right in there that way. Now I'm going to clean this again real quick, just so that when I make my next card, it's clean and ready to go with the next color. I'll set that aside. Now I'm going to use the veins of the leaves, and these I'm going to stamp in pale papaya. And it's nice with these, of course, because it is photopolymer. You can see exactly where, so Colleen commented, bingo is a blast. And it's fun because the group of ladies that normally play, they always say, we don't even care. Of course, it's fun to win, but they always say, we don't care if we win or not. It's just fun to play. It's a really, really fun group of ladies. So I hope you'll think about joining us. Okay, so let me get this lined up as well. Okay, so that one is not very good. You know what? I think I'm just going to go with it. I'm stamping at a weird... No, you know what? It's going to bug me. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to ink it up. And I need to turn this so I can see it better. So now I'm going to do pale papaya. I'm going to put my head under here so I can see better. Maybe I'll get a better... There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to take my punch. And you can see why I wanted to do it this way, because then I just slip this in here and punch it out. That, and then I'm going to go like this and punch this one out. So you want to stamp first and then punch. So we have that. Set this aside. So we have those, and then I'm going to take my pale papaya. Well, so I'm going to take this little piece. This is going to be the front part of the card, and I'm going to bring in my soft succulent, and you know what, I need to grab a big ink pad, a big ink block, because I did not, give me 1 second here. I usually have one on my desk. See if I'm going to set that aside for a second here while I try to locate one. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and ink up. Whoops. This is soft succulent ink. I'm going to go ahead and ink that up. And I'm just going to stamp this on this little panel. I'll just do it, just about right like that. That'll be good. Okay, so there we have that. Then I'm going to, while I have this color out, I have this love you lots. These are going to be my words. Hi, Kathy. So, Kathy, you probably weren't on here to see this if you're just coming in now, but let me just show you that you won one of the cards from last week. Kathy Yakshaw, you're going to get this card in the mail from me. So I will send that to you today or tomorrow. So that's kind of fun, right? Okay, so I'm going to stamp this on here. Love you lots. And then I'm going to take my papers. Oh, and you know what? I'm not. I'm just going to leave it like this. And I'm ready to put these ink colors away. That's my soft succulent. Then I'm going to take my smaller leaf and just stamp it in pale papaya, just so that it looks a little bit differently. And you're probably wondering why I chose these colors. And like I said, I pulled them from the designer series paper. And I think it's kind of fun. Like, we know that not all leaves are green, right? Okay, now I'm going to line this one up just to create, oh, and you know what? I did not clean these stamps well. I'm going to flip it over. I think this episode is called bloopers. Everything that I've touched so far has been a blooper, but you know what? I'm going to keep going, and you know what? We're all friends here, and life happens, right? So let's just go with it. Let's start again. Maybe I should call this episode What Not to Do When You're Trying to Make a Card, right? Okay, so we have that, and I'm going to do my little pale papaya stamp again. I'm trying to make sure everything else is cleaned off. I thought I did a good job cleaning, but apparently I didn't. Maybe some of you can relate. Does that ever happen to you? Okay, so this is pale papaya, and I'm going to just put this right here like that. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm going to take this, which I have cleaned off, and I'm just going to do pale papaya over this as well. I'm going to turn it like that. There we go. That looks better. All right. Now what I'm going to do is take my leaves, and they're just going to be on here. They're going to cover up some of these stems. But I think this is just a really fun card, and I love the color. So that's going to sort of end up like that. So first thing I'm going to do is pop this one up. Debbie Gibbons, you're so funny. Ah, I know everybody can relate, but it's like, okay, come on, Laura. That's what I get for trying to go live, right? That's part of it. It's almost like doing a theater performance. I'm going to put that about there like that. And then this one is just going to rest here. Well, you know what? I'm going to move this a little bit. I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to put that just about there like that. Just like that. And then this one is going to be more there. So I've just made like a little cluster. Just like that. I'm going to do it right there. So I'm just going to put a little bit of my glue. Yeah, I think everybody relates. Nobody's perfect. And I guess that's part of the fun. And luckily our paper has two sides. So I can see if I can get my glue out now. What else can go wrong in this Facebook Live today? Let's see. Well, you have to stay tuned to see, right? Okay, and I'm just going to set this here kind of like that. There we go. That looks good. And then I'm going to take my word. Well, first at this point now, I'm going to take my Dark Evening Evergreen blend, and I'm just going to do some flecking. So what you want to do when you're doing this flecking, you want to be sure that, for example, this is my white card base and my designer paper sitting here. I want to make sure they're out of the way because this is going to spread, and I don't want it to be on those particular parts. So I like to use the brush tip of my blend, and I just hit it like this, and you can do as little or as much as you want, and it just sort of adds some interest. Just kind of softens the images a little bit and adds a little bit of texture. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside, and then I'm going to finish the card. So the next thing I did was I took some linen thread, and I'm just going to take, oh, let's see, a little bit more than that. I'll just do about this much. I'm kind of guessing here how much I need. And so what I'm going to do is take this and fold it in half again. Just kind of match up the ends here, the loop and the ends. And then I'm just going to tie a knot. We'll pull that through like that. We just have like this little loopy thing here, which I thought was kind of fun. Now you could leave it like this and just tack it on there, which I think I may just do that. I trimmed it when I was making my sample. I trimmed this, but I kind of like the look of this, so I'm going to leave it just like that. It's kind of like a bow, but it's fun to just switch things up. Okay, so we're going to put this on here. I think the leaves are good too, because like I said, they're different, and I think this is kind of a fun card because it makes me think of the tropics. We have had really great weather here recently, but it's always nice to think about the tropics, right? And warm weather. Okay, so I'm going to take this little panel of the Hello Irresistible Designer Series paper. There's this pretty pattern on the back, and I'm just going to attach this. There's a couple people on here that have played bingo with us. Colleen, Debbie has. It's just fun. Fun girls' night out. Okay. And I'm going to move this just about right there with just a little bit of white showing up the side. And then I'm going to put this on flat like that. I think it's fun to see, so you can go to my online store and look at online exclusives, and you will see all kinds of really great, I'm going to line this up like this, just flush with the designer paper so that it just kind of pops out on the right side there. I could center it, but this is just, again, something a little bit different, maybe what I wouldn't normally do. And then I'm just going to put this right here. I'm just going to kind of tuck that right there like that. I'm going to get a glue dot. But there are some great bundles and new embossing folders and a lot of really fun new things. My next card has another fun thing that I'm anxious to show you. And I'm just going to pop that right on there like that. Just kind of soft and just sitting there. And then to finish, I want to make sure my glue dot is covered up. There we go. Okay. And then to finish this, I'm just going to take these little trinkets. They're dragonflies, or sometimes I call them fireflies, but they're just really cute. And I'm going to attach one of these with the glue dot. These are fun, just a fun little embellishment. And it sort of goes along, I think, with these leaves and that tropical idea. And I'm just going to set that right there like that. So there we have card number 1. Isn't that pretty? And I love the colors. It's just soft and pretty. And I think this would be a card that you could use for a lot of different occasions just by switching up the words. I think this is a fun little knot here, and I hope that you think so too. So that's the first card I wanted to make today. Despite all the bloopers, it turned out good, I think. Okay. Now, I am going to quickly make sure that these stamps are cleaned off before I go to a different color. And my next card, give me 1 second here, I'm just going to clean these off real quick. Okay. Clean them off and just kind of rub them on my jeans, right, to dry them off. Why not? Okay. I think we're good to go. All right, so the next one is fun. It uses, let me put this away. I seem to have lost the end of my, oh, here it is, my cap. I'm going to put that on. Okay, so my next card, this is really fun because it uses a new set of dies, and I have them right here. They are called Radiating Stitches dies, and look how cool they are. They cut stitches, and I went ahead and die cut one of each of these so that you could see them, and I'm hoping if I hold them up, you'll be able to see this. If I get, yeah, there you go. You can kind of see, look at the detail on those, and look how fun they are. I love the heart, love these little circles. So this is a set of 6 dies, Radiating Stitches dies. They also are on the online exclusives, so you have to go to my online store and find the online exclusives. These are something that are in there. I think they're really cool, and I'm going to use the biggest one for the front of my card today, and that's this. And I'm using Blushing Bride pink. So, and I just wanted to show you these because they're always better in person. All right, so for this card, what I'm going to do is take a scrap of paper, and I'm going to do some stamping and punching. And I'm using soft succulent ink. And so first I'm going to start with my big, my larger leaf. And this is more traditional. It's in green. I'm going to stamp it off. And then I'm going to just tap like this to get some dark color at the top. Like that. So I have a 2-tone leaf. And I'm going to do that again on the smaller leaf so you can see. So I'm inking it up. This is soft succulent ink. Oh, Debbie's asking about the framed florets. They should be coming back. I believe it's the week of March 27th, Debbie. So the last week of March. I'll double check that date and email you. Anyway, so I've inked this up with soft succulent ink. I'm stamping off. I'm going back to my ink pad and just tapping to get some color here, and I want it to be 2-tone, which I thought was really, look how fun they are. It's all the same color of ink, but just by stamping off, you get that extra like 2-tone look. I'm going to go ahead and stamp this, punch this out. I didn't add my veins yet, but I will do that. I'll do that right now. So I'm using Memento Black ink for the veins on this one. Oh, Kathy says, I used to tell my library mom helpers that every mistake that could be made, I had done it, so not to worry. Exactly. I've done it all. What can I say? That's all right. That just means you're having fun. And what do they say? Sometimes a stamp and it's a creative opportunity. So I'm going to put this here like that. There's my vein for my big flower or my big leaf. And then the smaller one, I'm going to turn this so I can see better what I'm doing. Okay, so there I have that one. Now this one I have to cut out because it doesn't have a punch, but this is pretty easy to cut. We all love our punches, right? And I think we're spoiled when we do have to cut something out. But this is not bad. It just takes a minute. Not even a minute. Okay, so we have that. So here's our 2 leaves. And then I'm going to stamp. I have a little white panel. Oh, Mary Jo's in her new home. Congratulations. That's exciting. I'm going to take just my black ink and stamp hello on this. I'll just center. And this is nice because it's photopolymer. It's easy to see exactly where you're stamping. Well, same as when you put the veins on the leaves. So I'm going to take my paper snips again and just cut this. I'm going to trim this close to the words. I just want this word to be kind of small, like that. Okay. So we'll set that aside a minute. And I think I'm done stamping. I'm going to close up all these inks. And again, I'm going to do some flecking. And I don't mind if I get some flecking on my leaves, so I'm going to leave those here. I don't really want it on the words, I guess, which it would look okay, but for this one, I'm not going to do that. And then I'm going to take my basic black. I think this is that dark basic black. And I'll get my bone folder again, and I'm just going to do a little bit of flecking. Like that. Okay, just a little bit. And I think what I find is the newer the blend is, of course, the more ink it has in it, so that it does a little bit more of that flecking look. Okay, so now I'm going to attach my big leaf. I'm going to pop that up with some dimensionals. And I'll just kind of angle this. And you know, this seems like a weird color combination, but let me tell you, this idea came from the Stampin' Up! Website. They had a sample of this card, and mine is very similar to theirs, but they did not use these, and I thought these were so cool. I wanted to make a card with those. I think their card is more square shaped. It's a little bit different, but they're really good at like adding colors, I call it like thinking outside of the box. Okay, so we have that. I put a little bit of glue on that leaf there, that part there, just to secure that. Okay, then I have a little piece of this really pretty gold paper, and that is, it's from a 12 by 12 pack of paper. It is called Distressed Gold 12 by 12 specialty paper. Look how pretty it is. And so I'm using that. I'm going to go ahead and pop this up. I'm going to trim it a little bit just with my snips. I'm going to angle it a little bit. Yeah, and that looks perfect. That's about right how I want it. So I'm going to put a dimensional on one end. And then I'll put a little bit of my glue on this end, and that will rest right on the leaf because the leaf is already popped up. So I'm just going to put that. Oh, I forgot to take the back off of this. Whoops. Okay. So I'm going to put that there like that. That's resting right on the leaf, and then this end is popped up. And then I'll just take my hello, and I'll just put that flat with some glue. And you know, I think oftentimes we forget about all these great ideas that Stampin' Up! Gives us in the catalogs and online, and don't be afraid to copy them or use it as a springboard. That's what they give us those ideas for. And I always think, you know, they're so creative, and they have a whole amazing team of artists that design these cards, and there's nothing wrong with copying them, or like I said, take an idea and just tweak it, use it as a springboard. Now I'm just going to tie a regular bow with linen thread. I really love this new bundle, and I think like what always happens is you see it online and it doesn't really come to life until you get it in your hands and, you know, can kind of play around with it a little bit. And so I'm just going to tuck this bow kind of right there in that space with my glue dots. So we'll pick up one of those there. And just tuck that right in there, in that little space there. Make sure my glue dot's covered up. I need to pull that a little bit. There we go. Just like that. And then I'm going to use a thick white base, which is what I almost always use. I'm going to go ahead and attach this. And it's so pretty. I love this border of these stitching in this. It's a really cool pattern. I'm going to go ahead and attach this. Just center that on the front of my card. And then to finish it, I am using, these are new embellishments that are in our mini catalog, January to April mini catalog, flat adhesive back pearls. And I'm just going to put a couple of these on my card. They almost look like raindrops. They're so cool. Okay, so I'm going to pick this up. Let's see, I think I'll put one big one. These are fun and they're flat. I mean, they almost look like a pearl. So we're going to put that one there, and then I'll just take two of the smaller ones. They almost fit. It's almost like they were made to go with this stamp set, which probably Stampin' Up! Doesn't miss much. It probably was. They probably were thinking about that. But so there I have my card. That's the second card, and I just think it's so pretty. You could send this to anyone, and I love these. And again, these are called I have to look at the name again, Radiating Stitches Dies, and you can see how they really do radiate out. I think they're super, super cool. So that is my second card. So if you're interested in winning one of these, leave a comment or share this. And I'm going to bring this in here. Here you can see this card. This was my sample, my practice one, where I trimmed the edges of this. But I just thought that was kind of fun. It's just a different little way to do a knot or a little ribbon embellishment, linen thread embellishment. So what's your favorite? Let me just, did you flick the paper or the leaves? I did both, Cindy. I flicked this paper and also the leaves actually on both of these. I just love that look. And it's easy to do, and I just feel like it adds some interest. You can do as little or as much as you want. I find a little bit goes a long way. I try not to do too much of it. So anyway, if you're interested in this bundle, and I'll bring it in here so that you can see it again, it's the Tropical Leaf Bundle. You will find it in our online store under online exclusives. You can go to lauramilligan.com/shop. I can't stamp or talk today. It's just one of those days. And this is the host code. You can always find this on the sidebar of my blog. My current host code is always listed there if you're ever wondering. If you place an order of $50 or more in product this month, I will send you an embellishment as a thank you. I do that every month along with a hand-stamped thank you card from me because I do so appreciate your business. So this is the Tropical Leaf Bundle, and then also the Radiating Stitches Dies. So you can find those in my online store. And I'm going to go ahead and switch my view back. Thank you all for joining me. Despite all the bloopers, I loved reading all your comments, and I appreciate you watching. I will be back next Monday with something else to share with you, so I look forward to that. Thank you all so much, and have a great day. And as always, I hope you have time to be creative today. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care.